Lads, come on in, good to see you. I've been getting more and more into hand tool woodworking for the past year, let's say. I got a couple of old hand planes that I want to restore and learn how to sharpen properly, and I've been using chisels a lot more, and I want to learn how to sharpen them properly too. Sharpening has always been a bit of a pain point because I just haven't really had proper system set up, which is why today we're going to make these, and hopefully that'll make it easier and quicker. I'm using 3/4 inch Baltic birch plywood to make this, which is really nice quality. It's nice and flat. This is what I have left from a 4x8 sheet that I bought about 3 years ago, before prices exploded to what they are now. It was bad then, but I think it's worse now. And I've kind of just been too afraid to use it. I've sort of just been hoarding it like a dragon sitting on a big pile of money, you know. For sharpening, you know, it's important that the stones stay flat, and so I thought this would be the perfect application for it. And I only used a little bit of it, so you know I can keep sitting on the rest. For the cleat that will allow me to clamp this into my vise, I reached into my pile of Baltic birch scraps. As I said, this stuff is so valuable, I just don't throw any of it away. And sure enough, I found a piece that would work. I just needed to trim it down to size, and then I drilled some holes with these new countersinks I got. I've only ever used countersink bits with the collar attached, and in my experience, they really don't drill nice circular holes. And I've heard that, you know, if you drill with these first and then drill your pilot hole, you'll get a much cleaner hole, and it seemed to work pretty well, so I was happy with that. None of this was really very necessary at all. I just wanted it to look nice. With that cleat fixed into place, I hit all the sharp edges with an orbital sander and then moved on to marking the layouts to get the diamond stones positioned evenly. You know, as I was putting this together, I hadn't really made anything in months, so this was kind of like dipping my toe back in. And a combination square would have been really handy for these repeated measurements, but I just forgot I owned one. So this is Paul Seller's sharpening setup, and the stones that I'm using here are just really cheap ones. He says that even the cheap modern ones are pretty good, so like, who am I to argue? I use contact adhesive to fix the stones to the ply, and if you're unfamiliar with it, it's horrible, nasty stuff. You apply it to both surfaces, and then when it's touch dry, you can smoosh the pieces together for a near instant bond. Thinking about it now, I do wonder, would carpet tape have worked well, because that's a lot easier to use. This particular one is the only one that they had in my local hardware shop, and I suspect it's not the best for this application. It seems like gloopier or something than some of the others that I've seen people use. It just seems thicker as well. It's kind of hard to work with. It stinks, it's messy, it's hard to apply neatly. I really don't like using it. Just for reference, the diamond stones that I'm using here came 4 in the set: 120 grit, 800 grit, 1200 grit, and 2500 grit, but I'm only using the first 3 for this. I also stuck a leather strap to that other piece of ply that I cut and trimmed it down to size. I didn't have the strap with me here when I was cutting the ply, so I was just trying to go by memory and didn't quite get it right. So it ended up being a little bit narrower, but that's okay. Anyway, after all that, there was nothing left to do but try to sharpen a chisel. I have this cheap honing guide, and I was trying to use that at first, but when I used the square to check that the chisel was clamped into it at a perfect 90 degrees, one side told me that it was, but then when I moved the square to the other side of the chisel, it didn't seem to be. And I reckon it's just that the paint that covers the honing guide is so thick that it was just uneven on one side. So I got rid of it and decided to sharpen by hand. I definitely wasn't doing a perfect job, but after I stropped it, it cut this scrap of red oak pretty well. So, you know, I was pretty happy with that. On this day, all I had with me here were 2 6mm chisels, and the first one was in much better shape than the other. The second one was not sharp at all. There was no edge on it. I could run my finger over on it and it felt smooth, and it just couldn't take a shave, and it was kind of bouncing off the surface of the wood. So it ended up being a pretty good comparison. The first one I sharpened was a chisel that I would have used and attempted to sharpen much more recently. And the second one, like, I'm actually not even sure where it came from. It's not mine. I presume it's my dad's. And so to spend time on this beat up one and then strop it and try it on some wood again to much better results was really rewarding. The next day I came back and spent some time working on 2 more chisels, a 1 inch wide and a 3/4 inch. I should say I wasn't really minding what kind of angle I was putting on these. Like, I'm so new to hand sharpening. It wasn't really up to me. Whatever angle came out, that was it. Like, I wasn't worrying about what I was doing to the primary bevel, gave next to no thought about the secondary bevel. I just kind of wanted to prove that this would work at all. I think when you're at the start of something, seeing any kind of results can be really positive and encouraging. And so now that I've seen that it's possible to get some kind of decent results with relatively little effort, I will look more into it and try to like really get a handle on the process. I definitely wasn't worried about getting it perfect. I just wanted to get going. I was really happy with these results here though. I was able to carve bits of this wood away, and I've never been able to cut paper like this before. Oh, wow. And sadly, the footage is not focused correctly, but I even managed to shave some hair off my arm. You know, for someone who's never really sharpened properly before, to be able to do this, like, it feels pretty good, you know? I don't know how easy that is for you to see, but I've actually taken hair off my arm. Probably should have done my leg. I've been using this lapping fluid from Trend. When this runs out, I would just have to go online and order more of it, which is kind of annoying. Like, nowhere near me sells it that I know of. I was like genuinely shocked to find out that a 500ml bottle, so double this, is 60 quid. You can get a 100ml bottle for €20. Anyway, today I went to a pen shop and I got de-icer for €1.50, which supposedly works pretty well for sharpening, so I'm excited to try that out. I was going to leave the video there initially, and then I decided that I'd have a go at sharpening my hand planes too. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to do a before and after comparison with a bit of red oak to get a sense of how they were cutting and what kind of shavings I was getting. My bench really isn't meant for hand tool woodworking. It racks like crazy, but I just don't really have the time or the energy right now to do anything about it. I wonder how easy it would be to fix that. Anyway, for now we just persevere. Just not nice, super heavy, uneven, but let's try sharpening it and see if they get better. I started with my Stanley number 4, and first of all, when I took it apart and saw the shape that the iron and chip breaker were in, my immediate thought was, okay, there's more work to do here than just sharpening to get this cutting properly. But I just thought I'd go for it anyway and just kind of see how much it improved things. One of the big things that I was wondering as I went along here with the chisels as well as the plane irons was, how do you know when it's time to move to the next stone? And I've since learned that basically you're trying to get a burr and then you're trying to remove the scratch pattern from the previous stone. And only when you've done that is it time to move on. And you don't always necessarily have to start with the most coarse stone. It depends on the condition of the cutting edge. That should be mentioned in every sharpening video, but I feel like it often gets left out. And maybe it's because the person telling you about it, they've lots of experience and it just feels like second nature and it's something that they just overlook. But if you're a beginner, that is not second nature. And because I didn't quite understand all of that here, I didn't do the greatest job. I was sort of thinking, you know, it just wasn't really working, but I didn't know why. I think I just needed to stick at it a bit longer. Is that the right way? It's gonna be kind of embarrassing if that's not the right way. How much of this now is down to red oak being weird? I don't really know. I'll try something else. This is softer treated wood, probably like spruce or something, I don't know. I'm getting these kinds of shavings, right? And I don't know what it means. Like, I don't know how to kind of analyze that and problem solve. That feels better, but the thing is, this is a different type of wood to what I did the test on previous, so that I have no real comparison. I also gave it a go on my other plane, the record number 5, and I did get much better results here, but then the iron was in much better shape to begin with. So again, I don't think I necessarily did a better job the second time around. I was still just as in the dark as I was the first time. It just happened to need a lot less work than the Stanley did to begin with. I almost scrapped this whole video because sometimes people with lots of experience are not very tolerant of people who don't really know what they're doing, which is a bit of a mad way to spend your time because I don't go around insulting beginner animators. But anyway, I'm openly admitting I'm still figuring things out and that I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to do this. It's more just documenting my attempts at it now and kind of where I am at this current point in time. Because I think it'll be cool to look back at this in 6 months or a year or 5 years when I'm hopefully better at it. I think that sound is better. Like, it's, ooh, that finish is so nice. Yeah, I think it's just slicing a lot better. And that shaving is a lot nicer. Maybe not perfect, but definitely a lot nicer than these ones. I have a long way to go and I have lots to figure out in terms of like how to use hand planes, but you know, that's a step in the right direction. I'm pretty happy with that. I know I need to work on my technique. I know I need to fix my bench. I know the results I'm getting aren't perfect, but it's very encouraging for someone who's never done this before. And I sit at a desk all day in my day job, so I'm up, and I'm active. That's only a good thing. This makes sharpening a lot easier, and the easier it is to do, the more likely I am to do it, and the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. So this feels like a very positive first step as far as I'm concerned. So very happy with the results I achieved here today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.